play, and why do we do it? What is play? I hate to say. What are we talking about when we talk about play? Though I have studied play for decades, I have long resisted giving an absolute definition of play because it is so varied. For one person, dangling hundreds of feet above the ground, held there by only a few calloused fingers on a granite cliff face, is ecstasy. For someone else, it is stark terror. Gardening might be wonderful fun for some, but a sweaty bore for others. Another reason I resist defining play is that at its most basic level, play is a very primal activity. It is preconscious and pre-verbal. It arises out of ancient biological structures that existed before our consciousness or our ability to speak. For example, the natural tussling of sibling kittens just happens. In us, play can also happen without a conscious decision that, okay, I'm going to play now. Like digestion and sleep, play in its most basic form proceeds without a complex intellectual framework. Finally, I hate to define play because it is a thing of beauty best appreciated by experiencing it. Defining play has always seemed to me like explaining a joke. Analyzing it takes the joy out of it. I was forced out of this stance by Lanny Vincent, a colleague and friend who is an accomplished business consultant. Lanny and I were making a presentation to a group of Hewlett-Packard engineers, and shortly before I spoke, Lanny asked me what definition of play I planned to present. I adopted my usual academic stance. I don't really use an absolute definition, I said. Play is so varied, it's pre-verbal, pre-conscious. Lanny was having none of it. You can't go out there without a definition. These are engineers. They design machines. They munch on mountains of specs and wash them down with streams of data. If you don't have a definition, they will eat you alive. Lanny's portrayal of engineers as threatening technological Paul Bunyans was an exaggeration, of course, but he was basically right. Engineers are professional skeptics. To them, good things and useful ideas last, like laws of nature. Engineers build on the bedrock of established fact. They usually regard emotional components of a system as too vague to be useful. But play inevitably has an emotion-laden context that is essential for understanding. I could see that without some foundational definition, they were going to see the field of play as very squishy, marshy ground on which to build. Luckily, from my own scientific training, I knew that what I needed was a good chart. Nothing soothes the restive natives of Techland like charts, graphs, and data. With that in mind, I quickly put together a couple slides laying out the properties of play. Here is what I showed them. Properties of play. Apparently purposeless, done for its own sake. Voluntary. Inherent attraction. Freedom from time. Diminished consciousness of self. Improvisational potential. Continuation desire. What do these mean? As I explained to the engineers, the first quality of play that sets it off from other activities is its apparent purposelessness. Play activities don't seem to have any survival value. They don't help in getting money or food. They are not done for their practical value. Play is done for its own sake. That's why some people think of it as a waste of time. It is also voluntary. It is not obligatory